For more on NVIDIA's report, let's bring in Susquehanna's Chris Roland. Chris, great to see you.
Hi,
what do you make of the comments about being supply constrained, not just in Blackwell, but also in Hopper?
Yeah, I think that the Vegas line here was probably 38, 39. They missed slightly, but that supply constraint comment, that probably means they probably could have done 40 or maybe even more. We don't know what the supply constraint is of late, whether it's memory or still CoWoS. My guess is memory as they move from H100 to H200. But I think clearly NVIDIA could have shipped more here had they had all the components.
In terms of how we're supposed to dissect that supply constrained comment, part of it is understanding what was going on with Blackwell and whether or not there was a shift to Hopper in the light of a supply constraint, situation for the Blackwell chip. Have we gotten any commentary about the overheating issue? Is that part of it?
I don't think that that's part of it at this point. They talked about a successful new mask set helping yields for that product. So I'm not sure it's that chip. I think it could be an additional component like memory. It also could be these racks that are incredibly complex. We don't know about transceiver availability. We don't know about all the other thousands of components that are going into these racks. If any one is constrained, it could constrain shipments overall.
Chris, I'm going to tweak a little math here just to make it easy. So they're going to do about $190 billion of revenue next year. That's sitting on top of a company that's basically trading, $3.6 trillion market cap. Their earnings are great, but they're out earning their revenue. My point is, when does that catch up? Because either they're going to grow into that price to sales, which I'm hard pressed to believe they can, or something's got to give probably on the margin front or the earnings front. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think first of all we'll shake out north of 200 for next year. Secondly, you have to look at gross margin for this company in the mid 70s. It's truly incredible. When you look at, let's say, EV to rev, it really doesn't get more profitable than Nvidia.
Taking a look at some of the line item beats, obviously all eyes was on data center, Chris, but automotive was one of the biggest beats. And I'm wondering, just in terms of, trying to extrapolate that trade, was that Tesla, basically?
That was definitely, I think auto is really more about the vehicle itself as opposed to in Tesla's data center. And Tesla does their own AI. I think this is somebody else. Maybe it's an early ramp with Mercedes, for example. But Colette did talk about self-driving as the huge motivator there, as opposed to infotainment or consoles. So they are moving to the AI portion of their auto story.
Chris, thanks for being on. Another question about sorry, I just lost my train of thought for a second. The competition, who do you think how far actually in front do you think away are we from real competition? How long are you going to have this market to themselves?
Well, Amazon sounds like they're ramping supply. AMD had a hot start. They're still going to have growth year over year, but that seems to, at least that really high-end 12 billion kind of number for next year seems to have faded. So it's a mixed picture out there. I would say that this pie is growing very quickly for all, and that I think NVIDIA can still grow even with guys like Amazon, guys like Microsoft doing more themselves. They can still grow meaningfully even into this diversification.